Hey guys, well it's the 27th of August in 2023 and I'm here in a city called Rzeszow in the southeast of Poland. So today I'm going to do you a guided tour and I'm going to explain the things to see and do when you're here in Rzeszow and just tell you information in general about the city and walk you around the main city centre, city streets, just to show you what it's like here in Rzeszow in the summertime. So this is a street called Maya Street, and the street is all pedestrianised. It's full of lovely trees and flower baskets, and this is my favourite street in this lovely city. So right now it's the summertime. It's the end of August right now, so I would recommend that you go to the swimming area by the reservoir. And there's a big swimming area and it goes on for 20 kilometers and it's full of all sandy beaches and it's got lifeguards there all day. You can swim there from 10 in the morning until 6 o'clock in the evening. I think it's called Zwinowria, and that's the area. You have to look it up on Google, but you need to get yourself down there if you want to take some sun and enjoy the sunny days there in the summertime. The street vibe is really nice down here on Maya Street, and this is a lovely place for a stroll, or if you want to sit down in one of the cafes here and just watch the people go by, this is certainly the place to be on a sunny summer day. But in this city in Rzeszow, there are so many different museums here. There's all kinds of different museums, and you've got museums like the Regional Museum here, you've got the University Museum, you've got the Photography Museum. I think there's maybe more than 20 museums here in this city. So if you like history and museums, then Rzeszow is very good for museums. The city has a very interesting past. And in the 1700s, the Austrians came in and they invaded and took over Rzeszow. And then in the 1900s, then Rzeszow became part of Poland again. So there's been many wars and situations like this in the history of Rzeszow, and it's located right across in the east side of Poland, only 50 kilometers away from the Ukrainian border. So the city has a population of 220,000 people, and recently about 50,000 Ukrainian people came here escaping the terrorism and the war, and they came here because this is one of the closest big cities to the Ukrainian border. We're only 85 kilometers away from Medica, which is the walkover point where you can walk into the Ukraine. And the population has swelled massively now because NATO have got their headquarters based here in Rzeszow. You've got all the American US Army here now. You've got the British Army here now as well. So the population has swelled up massively. So I think the population now would be over 300,000 people in this city. So this is Rzeszow Airport is called Jasionka Airport, and that's the main place for NATO deliveries going into the Ukraine. So all the arms that are going into the Ukraine from European Union come through here in Rzeszow. So it's quite famous now on the European map. It was not very well known a couple of years ago, but now it's all over the newspapers and all over the media because NATO are here. And NATO are opening a facility here where they're going to repair all the tanks and the military equipment for the Ukraine. And Rzeszow has received the award for being the city that was helped out Ukraine the most out of all the Polish cities here. And people welcome refugees into their homes here when the invasion first started. And this is a safe place where Ukrainian people can come and live. But this is definitely one of the most beautiful cities here in Poland. And there's so many things to do nearby to Rzeszow as well. You can go and see the castle, for example, in Wancut. It's spelt with an L, L-A-N-C-U-T. So Polish is very complicated for foreigners. The majority of foreigners that live here don't speak Polish language. It's one of the most difficult languages in the world, along with Chinese. But it's called Wancut Castle. And if you type that in on Google, and I do recommend you a day trip up to the castle. Maybe you're living out here in the military, maybe you're a student at university here, maybe you're just a tourist on holiday here like me. But there's lots of lovely castles. There's 3 nice castles near to Rzeszow here. And in the city centre of Rzeszow, you've got the Lubomirski Castle, which has gone, you know, I mean, it's had a lot of renovation now, and it looks quite modern, but it's a really beautiful castle to look at. You've got the church there in the center. You can see it straight ahead. And it's a Sunday afternoon. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening. It's been a hot sunny day. It's been about 30 degrees today. I've just been sitting up here in the Portuguese cafe, just taking some sun today. And there's lots of places near here that are very nice for a bike ride as well, especially down by the reservoir. There's places there where you can cycle. You can play volleyball down there as well in the beach area in the summertime. And you've got 2 outdoor swimming pools here in Rzeszow as well. And there's all these places outside where you can sit around the pools with all the deck chairs and take the sun. So there's plenty of restaurant options here up and down. The one I'm looking at right now is an Italian restaurant. And on the left side, you've got the Texas American restaurant. So that will be for meat and ribs and burgers and that type of thing. On a Sunday in Poland, everybody meets up with their family. It's a very traditional country. People go to church here and they meet up with their families. Poland is a Catholic country. So Sundays get very busy. Everybody goes out for a nice meal on a Sunday. And you can see the atmosphere is nice and calm. In terms of safety, Rzeszów is one of the safest cities in the whole of Poland. It's not a big city, but it's a very, very nice city to visit. The first time I visited here, I didn't know what to expect. And now I've come back here a number of times because I live in Krakow in Poland as well. And it's only like 1.5 hours on the train away from here. And surprisingly, it was only 35 zloty on the train to get here, actually. It was very, very cheap. That's £7 for a train journey here. And you get some lovely views on the way here too. So on the left side, we have a pub here called Grota Pub. The staff are really friendly in there, and they do very good Czech beer called Kozel. The beer comes in directly from the Czech Republic on the lorry. So it's just as fresh as in Czech Republic. Very high quality Czech beer here in Poland. And you can get a beer there for 12 or 14 Polish zloty. I think it's 14 Polish zloty for the Kozel beer, which is like 3.5 euros or something like that. Well, 4 zloty is €1, so you know the currency, and 5 zloty is £1 British pound. So on the right side here, we've got another lovely terrace. I think it's another American restaurant, actually. The city is actually full of Americans right now. There's loads of British here. There seems to be people here from many, many countries at the moment here in Rzeszów. There's 180 different aviation companies based here in Rzeszów. This is the aviation valley of Poland. So all the pilots train here. And it's famous for the aviation industry. In the past, it was famous many, many years ago for like textiles and ceramics and glass and that type of thing. But now it's more like a military type of city. It's famous for the technological university here as well. And as soon as you get to October, all the students will be back. There's lots of bars and nightclubs that are just for students here as well. They get really, really busy. Like the Pod Palmer Club, for example. And straight ahead, we've got a really nice restaurant called Lisbon Cafe. And I went to the Lisbon one today, and they do some nice fish and seafood in there. I had some nice cod fish cakes in there, so I do recommend you try the cod. And that's one of the better restaurants here in the town. And here we've got the statue of Tadeusz, who was famous in the 1970s. And he was a blues musician. They have a festival named after him every single year here as well, with all live bands on and live music. And I think it's blues music, but he's really, really famous here in Poland. And he was from Rzeszów as well. And it's a dedication to Tadeusz. So I'll just swing round now and I'll show you this Mayor Street now from another angle. This street's just wonderful in the summertime, especially if you like people watching as well. Look at these terraces here. There's no litter on the floor. The streets are very, very clean. The locals keep their city very, very nice here. And I think Rzeszow is the friendliest city in Poland that I've been to. And I've been to so many different cities in Poland as well, guys. Well, if you want to see my guided tours from other Polish cities as well, such as Krakow and Warsaw and all the main cities like Zakopane, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel at Travel with Col, and that's Col with a C-O-L, and you'll see all of my guided tours from all the best Polish and European cities. I'd just like to show you around these towns, give you some tips and recommendations, and tell you what to see and do when you're here in these towns. So on average, you pay about €3.50 for a pint of beer here in Rzeszow, and a cup of coffee is about €3. So the prices are a little bit more competitive than Krakow, for example. After the COVID, Krakow's gone very expensive now. It's the most expensive city in Poland now. And Warsaw is also reasonably expensive. Not quite as much as Krakow, but it is quite expensive, Warsaw now as well. But if you come to smaller towns in Poland, you get better value for money as well. And for a meal, you can expect to pay about 50 Polish zloty, which is about £10 or €11 in most of the restaurants here. If you're ordering fish, it will be a little bit more. It might be 60 zloty, which is about £12 for a fish dish on the menu. So to say hello in Polish, you say dzień dobry, and that means good day. To say thank you, you can just say dzięki. They say dziękuję, but it's quite complicated for foreigners, so just say dzięki. And dzięki means thank you in Polish. Just some words. And if you need a beer, just ask for piwo. Piwo, it's P-I-W-O, because a W is a V in Polish. It's a really, really complicated language, but just ask for piwo. The most popular beers that they buy here in Poland, Polish beers, if you want to buy a local beer, is Tyski. Tyski is probably the best Polish beer, the best commercial Polish beer in my opinion. You can also buy Żywiec beer. You can buy Perla beer, Perla is from East Poland here. Not from this city, but it's from East Poland. I think it's from Przemyśl or nearby to Przemyśl. And in terms of Polish food, you want to try pierogi, which is like, it's like a dumpling, but my opinion is it's kind of like Italian food, really. It's like a ravioli with cheese in the middle. If you ask for ruski, it's with cheese, but you can have it with meat inside. You can have it with spinach. You can have it with all kinds of different things inside the pierogi. But Polish people love pierogi. I also recommend you try the potato pancakes with goulash. Really, really tasty. And the best Polish food, in my opinion, is probably the soup. Just ask for soup of the day in all the different bars and restaurants, and they'll do you a really nice soup. Probably the most popular Polish soup is called żurek soup, so you must try a żurek soup when you're here in Poland. And żurek soup is really delicious with sausages in, and it's a very unusual flavor. I've only found żurek soup here in Poland. I've never seen it in other countries before. And Polish people love pickled cucumbers. And often you order a meal and you get cucumbers given to you for free with your meal, like as an accessory with your meal. Now, Poland is famous for apples as well, so the cider is very good. If you go out at night time and maybe try a Polish cider, and the cider is good quality. I think the beer is not the best quality, honestly, here in Poland, but they import the beer from the Czech Republic. And so you can get really fantastic Czech beer here. It's only a few hours away driving to the Czech Republic here as well. So it does come in fresh, but Poland is a vodka country. And when you come to Poland, you have to try the vodka. I'd recommend you one, it's good value for money and quite a good vodka, is Soplica vodka. And it's very, very cheap. A big bottle of vodka will cost you about £8 here in Poland from the supermarket. So when you go back to England or go back to your home country, just buy lots of vodka, put lots of vodka in your suitcase. Cigarettes are very, very cheap here in Poland as well. I don't smoke, but you can get it. You can pay about £30 for a big 200 pack of cigarettes here. So if you've got friends who smoke back home or family, maybe take some home as a gift for your family. Some things are more expensive here in Poland than England, like designer clothes and that type of thing in the shopping centres. The designer brands are cheaper in England, but some things are also cheaper in Poland than England. So, for example, a beer is a little bit cheaper, maybe £1 or £1.50 cheaper here in Poland than it is in England. And I'd say the restaurants are a little bit cheaper here in Rzeszow than the restaurants in England as well, especially if you ask for a daytime menu Monday to Friday. It's called a dania dnia, and the daytime menu is done at a discounted price where you get a 3-course meal or a 2-course meal for around 40 zloty, which is about £8. Some restaurants have put the prices up recently to 45 or 50 zloty, so 50 zloty is about £10. So this is the main market square of Rzeszow. It's called the Główny Rynek in Polish. Rynek means square. To the left side, we've got the underground tourist route where I'm going to tomorrow. And they do you a guided tour of all the caves and the tunnels. I think that dates back to about the 15th century, that tourist route under the ground. That's underneath the main market square of the city. And I recommend you book onto the guided tour. The price is very reasonable. It's about 30 zloty, which is about £6 to go on the guided tour. And they do guided tours 5 days a week from Monday to Friday. At weekends you can go in, but it's not a guided tour. You'd have to walk around yourself at the weekends. Straight ahead we've got the town hall of Rzeszow. The facade is absolutely stunning, but it has undergone so much renovation to make it look nice like that. And the mayor of the city is based there. His seat is there in the town hall. So today the square's really busy because it's the festival. It's the beer festival that's on every year in August or September. If you want to see the beer festival from yesterday, just check out my other tours at Travel with Carl if you subscribe. And here's the piano just up the steps. Let's just have a look at this piano. And it's absolutely packed today, really, really busy. And it looks like there's going to be some live music here in the square tonight as well. Here's the stage in the middle of the square. And there's lots of festivals in Rzeszow going on all year. My favorite festival is called Karpaty on the Fork. That's the food festival about Ukrainian food. And I really, really like that festival. There's the folk festival as well that's on every year. There's all kinds. There's the reggae festival that's on just down by the river, by the lake down there as well. That's on in the summertime. But I'd say summer is the best time to visit Rzeszow because it's got a big market square. And you've got all these terraces around the square here, and you can just sit out all day in the sun and watch the people go by. There's some really good pubs up there on the left side. There's the Stary Browar if you want homemade beer. That's a proper brew pub. It's just this one here on the left side, a bit further on after this one. And then you've got the soda bar straight ahead in the center. It's a really, really good sports bar, open 24 hours as well. There's the restaurant Folk, and they make food out of local ingredients. If you want to try local Polish food, it's quite exclusive. And you've got all the beer stands, as you can see here. You can see all the beer stands there going through the square as well. And this is local craft beer from the local area, the Podkarpacki region. And it will be very high quality beer. It's different to the commercial stuff. The commercial Polish beer is not very good, but when you buy the craft beer here, it is good quality in Poland now, the craft beer. Just have a look at the festival in the square here and all the people. So they're selling beers for between 15 and 20 zloty. So it's between £3 and £4 for a beer on these all these beer stalls here. They're selling all kinds of different ones. The one on the left side, it's even got Mexican beer. Irish beer, honey beer, APA, IPA. There's all kinds of different beers that you can buy there. There's the Greenhead one there straight ahead as well. The whole square is full of all different beer stalls, so it's a really great time to be here. Anyway guys, if you want to watch some more of my guided tours from Poland and the best cities in Europe, if you can please subscribe to my channel at Travel with Col, that's with a C-O-L, and please give some likes as well guys. Thank you very much for watching my guided tour today. Bye bye, thank you.